Hello, John from Bang & Olufsen in Manchester. I'm here to show you the new Nordic ice collection for winter 2021/2022. This won't be around for too long, so if you do like it, I highly suggest you go and have a look because early next year it will be gone again. Now, it may surprise you to learn that I am not an interior design expert. Colour matching, interior design, trends, not my bag. So I am genuinely interested, if you are into that, or maybe you're an interior designer or you're that way inclined to love this stuff, I'm genuinely interested to hear from you in the comments and what you think. If you want to pop in the store and see me and teach me a few things, you're more than welcome to do so. Just contact me on the email in the description. Also, as a little experiment, this is my first video using the 4K on my camera, so if you have a 4K telly, make sure you're in 4K, although I'm not quite sure this is a 4K ready face. Let's crack on. So with Nordic Ice, we'll go through the products that it covers in a second. But first of all, I want to mention the colour. So there is a colour pigment within the aluminium that Bang & Olufsen call Frosted Rose. And it's like the most subtle sort of lilac tone you've ever seen. And Bang & Olufsen describe this colour as warm and relaxing. So it's making the traditional aluminium look that little bit warmer, and it's a relaxing colour. And I can sort of see where they're going with that. So we'll start small and we'll work up to the big stuff. So first on the list are the Beoplay EQ truly wireless noise cancelling earphones. They're still in the same spacecraft grade aluminium, no less, but there's a theme that runs through the whole Nordic Ice collection. It's all pearl blasted with this very, very subtle sort of lilac-y tint into the aluminium, and the logo is always highly polished gloss, which makes it really stand out, and it looks kind of classy, to be honest. The inside of the case shows that lilac tint the most, and the polymer body on the earphones themselves, and of course they have matching ear tips to match the body of the earphone so it doesn't look odd. Staying in the on-the-go category, next we have the Beoplay H95 Headphones. Now, the aluminium carry case is still pearl blasted, but not quite as glossy as the case of the EQ. And it still has the matte logo on the case. But when you open the case up, you're presented with probably the most obvious lilac-y tone of all the products. So all the fabric and the edging inside the case has this frosted rose colour to it. On the headphone itself, the headband again is that same matching colour to match the innards of the case, but then the difference being on the actual face, on the plates of the headphones, you've got the polished logos right in the centre, and one of my favourite things, you know, I loved a polished chamfer around the edge there. That standout glossy logo and the chamfered edge, Bang & Olufsen say, is to give it the feel of some jewellery. And the first customer that I had to see these, actually while I was filming this, I think she put it rather nicely. She said she liked the H95 because they looked quite feminine and they looked really delicate, which I thought described them quite nicely. Next on the list, still in the on-the-go category, is the Beosound A1 second generation Bluetooth speaker. Now this one is probably one of the most subtle in terms of its colour tint. So I'll show a little comparison. On the left is the original silver A1, and on the right is the Nordic Ice, and you can see just how subtle that pigment is. And it's quite clever how they've done it, because it depends how the light hits the aluminium, is sort of how much of that colour tint that you can see. It's almost like an optical illusion. It's quite strange. Right, now moving up to the flexible living category, and the first of the bunch being the lovely Beosound Balance. This is one of my favourite ones. The fabric is, of course, best pronunciation, Vadrat. That's not right. Vadrat.
It sounded right to me.
Did it?
Yeah, but I'm from Bolton.
It's sort of a very warm white, almost creamy colour, really complements it well. And the bottom section, rather than being oak like the normal balance, the Nordic Ice one is made from recycled aluminium, pearl blasted like the rest of this colourway, and with that slight sort of lilac-y frosted rose tint. Now this is the one that's most apparent of how the light hits it. So from some angles it just looks like a nice warm, sort of quite striking silver, but when the light hits it from a particular angle you get little hints of that sort of frosted rose colour. It's quite fascinating. The top plate is the same, straight on it's just silver, but when you catch it from the light on the side you get that sort of hint of that rosy colour, and then the edges of the top plate and the bottom bit are polished with a polished shiny badge as well. Now onto my personal favourite in the Nordic Ice collection, because this just works, is the wonderful, one of my favourites ever, the Beosound Stage, the Dolby Atmos soundbar / audio system. So the front is dressed in the same kvadrat colour that is on the balance, and the silver frame of the stage is pearl blasted rather than brushed like the regular silver colourway. So here's a little comparison. On the left is the Nordic Ice colour, and on the right is the standard silver colour. So you can see it is quite subtle, but that extra pearl blasting rather than the brushed just gives it that differentiation. Also worth noting is that front bezel that surrounds the fabric speaker cover is polished rather than brushed to match the whole theme of the Nordic Ice. And just like the silver Beosound Stage, the back panel is black. That helps it to disappear, especially when it's mounted on the wall, because it sort of disappears into the shadow that's left behind the speaker. So it gives the illusion of Beosound Stage floating on the wall. And onto the final flexible living and the biggest speaker of them all to have the Nordic Ice finish, the Beoplay A9 4th generation. Again, the same kvadrat fabric that is shared with the Beosound Balance and the Beosound Stage, but my favourite bit of this is those solid matte pearl blasted aluminium legs, really heavy, really super high quality. The edge around the entire A9 is polished, of course, and then the whole back is finished in that lilac-y dusty rose colour. Again, here's a comparison. So on the left is the Nordic Ice A9 from the back, and on the right is the standard silver A9 with its white back. So you can see that subtle colour difference. I've had to be really quite careful with the white balance on the camera to try and pick this up. Now, I know you'll ask what I think, and as always, I'll just be honest with you. When I first saw the pre-launch photographs, I really liked it. When I first saw the actual products, I think the first thing I got out of the box was the H95. I was a bit unsure, I was a bit, not for me. But it doesn't matter whether it's for me, it's whoever's buying it, whether they like it. Just because I wouldn't take some of it home doesn't mean that other people won't like it. And like I said at the beginning, I know nothing about interior design, colour schemes, trends and all that sort of thing. My absolute favourite of the bunch, and one I would actually take home, is the Beosound Stage. I just think that colour just looks absolutely stunning on the Beosound Stage, and I really like the Beosound Balance. Having that aluminium base at the bottom with the kvadrat fabric, it just looks absolutely stunning. And I will say, of all the colours, this is the one I can't go past it without sort of staring at it. It's almost like an optical illusion, whether the colour's there or not. You think you're seeing a colour, but then you look at another angle and it just becomes silver again. The actual work and the care that's gone into making this colour as subtle as it is really quite something special. So I think some people are going to love this, but I urge you not to judge it on photographs. It's just to go and see it in the flesh, because it is quite something to behold when it's in front of you. So let me know what you think in the comments, as you always do, and if there are any designers, people who are into this sort of thing, who want to come and teach me a thing or two about that sort of thing, please feel free to contact me on the email in the description below, and I'd more than happy spend some time with you and you can teach me a little bit about interior design and matching colours. That'd be lovely. You'll see me in the next video. Take care.